अस्सलाम वालेकुम जी, वेलकम टू अनदर पॉडकास्ट। आज हमारे साथ एक बहुत स्पेशल गेस्ट मौजूद हैं जो सॉफ्टवेयर के हवाले से पाकिस्तान का सबसे बड़ा नाम है। 90s से लेके आज तक उन्होंने सॉफ्टवेयर इंडस्ट्री को, आई विल नॉट होल्ड बैक टू से कि उन्होंने इस इंडस्ट्री को रूल किया है, और आज अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह वो हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं। सर, इट्स एन ऑनर टू हैव यू।
Ahsan, so good to be with you. Looking forward to talk to you.
थैंक यू सर। आई केप्ट योर बुक्स राइट देयर। मैं सबसे पहले इनके ऊपर बात करना चाहता था। एक उर्दू में बुक है सब मुमकिन है, और दूसरी इंग्लिश में है गौरी फ्रॉम नथिंग टू एवरीथिंग। सो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन आई वांटेड टू आस्क यू वाज कि गौरी फ्रॉम नथिंग टू एवरीथिंग, आर यू रियली फ्रॉम नथिंग टू एवरीथिंग? आर यू लाइक सेइंग दैट इन अ ग्रास रूटर काइंड ऑफ वे, कि क्या आप ग्रास रूटर हैं? क्या आप, डिड यू रियली कम फ्रॉम नथिंग टू एवरीथिंग, or did you had something?
I think it's very important to be honest in life. If you want people to get some effect from your life, then you have to be honest. And this title, From Nothing to Everything, comes from the core of what I have gone through in my life. And what is that life? I started my life, my education was for petroleum engineering.
Yes.
And not pursued that. Having done that, but never pursued it, and then decided to come into, at that time, become a computer geek or computer nerd or whatever you call it, because I was young at that. So young people are nerdy. So decided to change my, and I'm talking about 70s. Now, what computer in 70s for a kid from Pakistan was a very different name, something which never heard before. And suddenly I'm encountering a machine which is called computer.
Must have been weird for Pakistanis कि एक बच्चा पाकिस्तान में बैठ के कंप्यूटर के ऊपर लगा हो।
Well, that is the thing. That was in Pakistan.
Yeah.
I was studying in Romania, and in my engineering, I had to take a course in computer at that time. And that course, and even day one of that course changed my life completely. How old I was, maybe 19, 20 years old, boy from Pakistan, going to Europe to study and encountering a machine they call computer. And I was so taken by that machine that was a very basic teleprinter actually. Those days,
Yes.
it was a teleprinter with punch cards. So if you look at the history of computing,
I saw that in another podcast. It was very interesting.
yeah. So this teleprint operator asked me, Salim, give me numbers, 2 numbers. So I said 2. Said, hey, one more number. I said 2. Said, what do you want with the number? I said plus. So okay, wait. So he punched on the machine, and within second, punch cards are printed. Tuck, tuck, tuck. You could hear this printing going on. And she gave me a bunch of cards, not just 1 or 2, a bunch of cards given to me. So I said, what do I do with it? So hey, go to the other window, give it to the guy. He will read them for you. So I took the card to the window, gave it to the reader, and he took the card and put in the machine. Machine read again some noises, and a printout came out. So printout just simply said 2 plus 2 equal to 4. Now here this young boy just could not imagine that machine can do it. My first feeling was definitely somebody sitting inside has written 4. I asked him and I said, how's that? He said, machine has calculated. That just one instruction changed my full perspective of life. And I said, this is what I want to do in my life. I want to control this machine. So, done my degree, came out and started looking for places where I can learn computing. There were not many places. Fortunately, I end up in Saudi Arabia for my first job. I needed a job, I had to pay my bills. And my first job was in a transport department of a company. They gave me a very good package. They thought I'm very well overqualified, so they put me as a transport manager with a nice brand new car and a job with salary, with all that part. And here I am. And then I started looking for ways started looking for books. There was no internet at that time, so whenever I could find a book on the computer, I'll pick it up and start reading it. Then I collected some money from family and friends and I bought my first computer, Apple IIe. And do some research on that. Yes, Apple IIe was a very basic keyboard. Very basic keyboard. And then I put my own TV on top of it. I couldn't buy a monitor with it because
I don't with the TV.
TV. and then started writing some codes on it. Day and night, I would just sit there like a young child in a gamer. I just start writing small codes, small trying, tuck, 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 tuck. So much so that I become good at it. And then IBM came with their PC. This is 1980. Yeah, 81. First PC ever. They came with a box in Saudi Arabia. So IBM people knew that I play with computers, and they had nobody who could play with the computer. They want this new machine. They used to sell typewriters, IBM typewriters, electric typewriters. For them, this was again a box. So they called me through a friend. Okay, come and have a look. What is this? So I took their box, opened it up in front of them. I put it together. They were very impressed with me. Oh, I can put it together.
Yes.
So they asked me to take it home and see what I can do with it. So they gave me the machine to take home. I took it home and started playing with it. And in the meantime, I applied for Citibank, Riyadh, and I told them, I need a job in the computer department. And I sent the application, I forgot about it.
Okay.
Period passed. I was busy with my job, a good job. Suddenly I get a call from Citibank. And said, oh, Mr. Ghauri, yeah, you applied for the job at Citibank? I did. Are you still interested? Well, I am. Can you come over for an interview? Oh, sure. So got very excited. Went for the interview. My luck, this young American guy interviewed me. He saw my CV and said, oh, you're from FC College, Lahore. Yes. How do you know that? Oh, I was a teacher there.
Okay.
So he started talking to me about my, my time in FC College, and he told
that was 82.
There'll be 82.
Okay.
No, 81.
81.
81. There'll be 81. So he started talking, and then he said, all right, why you want to join us? I said, I want to be a computer person. He said, okay. So he said, what are you getting? So he said, look at my salary, look at my per car, and that. He said, we can't do that. This is a very high package.
We cannot afford you?
No, not that. We can't do our,
Okay.
And that job was computer operator, not anything else.
Okay.
The lowest job in the computer industry is operator. He said, look, it's operator, you're a manager. I said, forget what I do now. So, right, but we would pay half of what you get. I said, it's okay, forget that too. But we don't have a car for you. I said, I can walk. I like walking. And he said, all right, this is Riyadh, but you have to move me to Dammam. This is the new office we're opening, and we want people there. I said, I'll go to Dammam. He said, it's a night shift. I said, I'll do the night shift. And he looked and said, why are you going
so keen to...
So keen? I said, just feel that this is what I want to do. Now, as a telling me, how many kids at the age of 20 will let go a full big package with the car and then a good life, and then go into a night shift, go to a different city, but that's what happens to, when you take tough decisions at impulse. It was impulse decision. I accepted it. I resigned from my manager job, and I started my job with Citibank. So from nothing means that I did that. Then I had other stories we can share later on.
Yes.
But I never saved anything. Only thing is my skill. I kept learning, getting better what I do. Ultimately, I ended up in Australia. The story is known. Even in Australia for 10 years when I was there, I never saved anything at all. I live a day at a time. That's how I am. Came to Lahore with nothing in my pocket, with nothing. Just my brother's, small investment he offered
Some
me.
investment.
Yeah, I'll do investment. You can come here, So it really is from nothing to everything. There's no family background. There's no family estate. There's no family property. There's no family big name at all to support me. Here I am alone with some money to start an organization called Netsolm. The book is From Nothing to Everything. Is the story of that life.
So I heard about this thing that you took that impulsive decision. I was watching that interview और उसमें बार-बार ये आ रहा था कि मैंने यहाँ पे impulsive decision लिया मैंने. So ये जो impulsive decisions हैं, how important are the impulsive decisions in your life, business life, and even personal life? How important, and do they pay off? Most of the people say to us, don't take impulsive decisions. Just think about it. Just cool down and take your time. So what would you say about it?
None of my major decisions which changed my life were rational. They were not rational. There was no rationale right at that time. There were decisions because I want to do certain thing. मुझे कुछ करना है. I have to do certain thing. I want to do something in my life, and those decisions. I'll give you an example of Citibank.
So that was I was coming back to. You left Citibank
Let me tell you how it happened so
Okay.
that you will then get the gist of it.
Okay.
So here I am in Citibank,
Yes.
but while I'm Citibank, I'm also doing a small business, running a small training center in the evening.
Yes, by side.
By side, yeah.
Yes.
And my manager, nice guy from India, he called me in his office. He was a very good manager. He was a good man. He was a good person. Calls me in the office. Says, Salim, hi, how are you? I said, fine. Are you happy with the job? I said, I am. Do you like it? I said, well, yeah, very much. But then there's a problem. I said, what is the problem? He said, look, I understand I've been told that you're running a business outside your job in Citibank.
Mhm.
By law and by contract which you have signed with us, you're not allowed to do any other work
Mhm.
but for us. I say, yeah, I understand. So I'll give you a choice now, herein. Promise me and I trust you that you will let that business go. Well, it's all right. And you will not pursue that anymore. And then please go back to your job.
Hmm.
And Ahsan, I didn't took a second more. My problem is that I don't lie. I don't make promises. This is a genetic problem with me.
Okay.
I don't make stories. I just say, oh, I'll try. And I just said, no, I cannot do that.
Mhm.
I just said that. I didn't think twice because I knew I can't lie. I will not lie. I knew I cannot leave it. So what choice I had? Make a promise to, okay, I will leave it in few days. I have to close things. I have to pay off people, blah, blah, blah. I could have given a story that, it will take few months.
To buy some time. Yes.
I didn't do that.
Mhm.
I didn't do that.
Okay.
Maybe that honesty, that integrity, that thing is what is in me, which makes me do this thing. So I said, no, I cannot do that. He said, all right, give me your keys, office keys. And I just looked at him. So I gave him the key. Go to HR and please take your exit. It cannot be more than that impulse. It was just my gut feeling that I cannot leave what I'm doing, and I can't lie to him that, yes, I'll try to close that business or not do that anymore. I can't do that. So question to you, yes, it pays off. Not immediately. It didn't pay off immediately. So I went with my Saudi partner, started running the business, but the Saudi partner changed,
Yes.
kicked me out. So I lost everything again.
Okay.
Everything. I came back to Pakistan with zero in my pocket. Nothing at all.
In 93.
93.
Yes.
No, that's not 93. Oh, you're talking back. That was Australia.
Oh yes.
Oh,
that
we're
was
talking
Australia.
86.
Yes. 86.
With nothing.
Okay.
Lost everything. So at that time, the decision of leaving Citibank was a bad decision. Not a good decision. It's a good job. It's a job which goes on for 30, 40 years. People don't leave the jobs. So at that moment, where I'm sitting in Pakistan and looking back, was a bad decision. Not a rational decision, not a sane decision, not a clever decision, not a decision taken by a person, who cares of the family. I had a family, I have 2 daughters.
Might I say that was also a calculated step in some way because you knew you had this skill that you can do something else by leaving this
I
job.
said, look, this is what obviously I was not that senior as yet at that time at all. I was still very junior
Yes.
of that world. Computer world was very new. So, no, it was more to do with my own belief of what I want to do. See, I want to do more than a job in Citibank. So it was more to that. So there was a very tough period in Karachi. Stayed for a few months there before I went to Australia. Very difficult time for my family.
What was the reaction of your family, like leaving?
See, I was lucky. Yeah, look, I was very lucky to have a very supported partner.
Okay.
I came home that day, midday, 12 o'clock. Normally I come home at 5 and I'm home and my face is all yellow and I'm totally drained because I was scared.
Yes, you were scared, sir.
Obviously, definitely. I mean, it's silly of me to share, no, I was brave. It's not true. I worried about my family, worried about my kid, I worried about my future. But I took the decision nevertheless. I said, no, I cannot stop that business. So I came home and my wife looked at me and said, why are you home? Are you all right? I said, well, I've been fired. And she said, get quiet. What happens next? I said, well, I'll continue with the business I'm running. And no words. And, we just passed that time. And then, we had a very difficult period after that. When we left Saudi Arabia, we came to Australia. So again, it's all about decisions. One decision I took when I left the manager job. Again, decision was on the basis of not a big rationale in terms of a computer operator. What will I become as an operator?
Yes.
Come on. As an operator, where can you go? And people made fun of me. My friends, I said, what's wrong with you? Here you are a manager, and here you suddenly they give you operator job with half the salary and no perks at all, and you still took it. I said, yeah, I did it. I took it. again, these are not a rational and sensible decision
Yes.
at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I asked this question to my, when I do lectures, students and others. So when bad happens, in reality, it's good for you.
Mm.
When bad
That
happens,
is strange.
when bad
That is a
happens,
strange thing to say.
but it's good. And they said, how is it good? I said, all right, let me ask you a question.
Mm.
Imagine that Saudi partner was good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine.
You'd still be working there.
Thank you very much. You answered my question. So was it good or bad, the decision of a Saudi guy to kick me out?
I think it paid off.
It was
Yes.
good.
Mm.
No, it's amazing in how nature works. And that's what I tell people. When things go wrong for you, you get something else. Look, the nature is showing you a different path of carrying life. You are going to be totally lost. What happened to me? Whatever went wrong? This is not good. This is not fair. Nature is unfair with me. I'm such a hard worker, but look, I lost everything. But the reality is that losses or that difficulty at that time is showing you a new path in your life, because nature wants you to be somewhere else. Nature wants me to be in front of Ahsan in 30 years later.
Yes.
Or 35 years later. How will I be in front of Ahsan until I go through this difficult times?
Yes. So in 80s, did you ever have any idea that you're gonna be here? You're gonna be here running this big company? Did you ever had this confidence in you? Ever had this idea कि मेरी जो ये evening gig है, ये evening computer gig है, it will pay off someday? कभी ये
That was the dream, actually. That gig was the thing that, can I build something out of this? Bigger than this gig? Meaningful. It's all about meaningful.
Yes.
These are going to be meaningful things, in a period. I have no idea. And when I saw one failure, and then I was in Australia I'm doing very well in Australia.
Yes.
What's wrong with this guy? He's doing well. Something not right with his mind.
And they wanted you to stay.
Well, yes, they wanted me
They
to
were
stay.
so forceful, like
Because, a good resource are not easy to get by anywhere in the world. Even now, we like to hold our people. When there's a good resource, we hold them.
yes,
And we give them all things.
all kind of benefits.
All kinds of,
Yes.
please stay, because
Yes.
you're a good resource.
Yes.
Same was my case. I was a good resource. So I'm a
Definitely.
keen worker. I'm very dedicated. Again, as I said, I do what I said. I am very straightforward. I don't make promises. So all these factors were in my personality. So they like that. And here I am. And suddenly I said, I want to leave. I want to go back to Pakistan. And coming back to Pakistan in 95, it is not 93, was not easy, because Pakistan was going through very difficult times. If you look at the history of different governments, top things.
Yes.
But interesting चीज मैंने जब आया लाहौर आया, this is 1996, and जब अखबार सुबह उठा अखबार पढ़ना है, तो उस पे इतनी बड़ी सुर्खी थी, पता क्या लिखा था उसमें? पाकिस्तान नाजुक दौर से गुजर रहा है.
Okay.
आज की क्या खबर है?
पाकिस्तान नाजुक दौर से गुजर रहा है. Still.
So at that time, everybody said to me, "You're nuts. Look at Pakistan, बड़े नाजुक से गुजर, तुम यहाँ क्या करने आए हो? हम तो मर रहे हैं, हमारा तो बिजनेस खत्म हो रहा है, तुम यहाँ आगे बिजनेस शुरू करने के लिए." And I didn't take notice of any one of them. I just started, opened the office, and office जाना शुरू किया, और मैंने अपनी एक स्ट्रगल शुरू की. मेरा मानना है ऐसा कि अगर आपकी नीयत में ऑनेस्टी है, इन टर्म्स ऑफ के उसका आउटकम आप क्या देख रहे हैं, वो आउटकम सिर्फ आपके लिए नहीं है, तो नेचर आपकी हेल्प करती है. इट्स अमेजिंग. और ये प्रूव हो रहा है बार बार कि नेचर आपका रास्ता बनाती जाती है. मिरेकल्स हो जाती हैं आपकी लाइफ में. ऐसे ऐसे वाक़यात होते हैं जो आप इमेजिन नहीं कर सकते, ये हो सकता है. स्टोरीज में तो सुनते हैं, रियलिटी में कभी नहीं देखते.
बिल्कुल ठीक.
तो वो वाक़यात होते हैं. शायद आपकी नीयत में ये हो कि कुछ करना है जिसमें और लोग भी शामिल हो, यानी औरों को भी कुछ मिले, सिर्फ आपका नहीं है. इट्स नॉट ऑल योर्स. अगर ये ऑल योर्स है, then fine, good luck to you. But if it's not all yours, और आपको दिल में है, तो फिर नेचर आपका रास्ता खोलेगी. And that is the story of nature also.
और वो सब मुमकिन कर देगी.
वो सब मुमकिन कर देगी, और आप जो इम्पॉसिबल लगता है कि ये नहीं हो सकता, वो हो जाता है. तो ये जो सेकंड बुक का मान है, वो 100% आता
That's where I wanted to come. कि अब अगली बुक है जिसका नाम है सब मुमकिन है.
और ये बुक मैंने लिखी है with my experience of running a businesses and making decisions.
सर, पाकिस्तानी एक बच्चा एक लोअर मिडिल क्लास से जो उठ के आता है, या इवन मिडिल क्लास, क्या आप समझते हैं कि उसके लिए सब मुमकिन है?
आपको मैं कौन सी क्लास का लग रहा हूँ? No, be very fair.
I think I would say that you were from lower middle class.
Middle class का नहीं, चलो लोअर मिल जाते हैं.
Let's be
Let's be fair. Let's be fair.
Yes.
Let's be fair. Because my father was a businessman,
Okay.
you know, and very honest, straight man, very disciplined man, and he showed us the way. But he never accumulated any wealth,
Okay.
so there was no wealth
To back
to
it.
inherit.
Okay.
There was no wealth whatsoever.
Hmm.
Whatever need to be done, we had to do it on our own.
Hmm.
So what class is that? When you don't inherit
Yes.
anything at
Middle
all,
class.
so what do you call that?
Middle class.
Right?
Yes.
So that's what I'm from.
Okay.
So if Salim Ghauri from middle class is able to work his way through life and then be able to create something which is meaningful, there's still a long way to go.
Definitely.
अभी बहुत अभी ऐसा पड़ा है कुछ और होने में.
Yes.
But if one can create meaningful, क्या समझ आती है? सब मुमकिन है.
So, what does it take? 2, 3, 4, 5 things. What does it take to make everything mumkin?
They can be ready to face the music. Be ready to face some very difficult time.
Do you still have to face music like even at this stage? या जब आप जा रहे होते हो स्टेज के ऊपर?
वो म्यूजिक की वो चेंज हो जाती है, टोन चेंज हो जाती है. I will say the bigger entity you are managing, enterprise you're managing, the challenges are bigger. Definitely, देखिए दो चीजें. मुझे कल का नहीं मालूम, कल का किसी को भी नहीं पता. Something could happen in the world, things can go topsy-turvy. Something happened to the environment, things can change. But today I'm satisfied that जो मैं करने निकला था, ऑस्ट्रेलिया छोड़ के जब मैं आया था, एक मेरा ख्वाब था. वो ख्वाब क्या था? वो ख्वाब ये था कि पाकिस्तान का आईटी एज ए कंट्री का झंडा ग्लोबल लग जाए. ग्लोब दुनिया में लोग एक्सेप्ट करें कि पाकिस्तान में आईटी की डेवलपमेंट हो सकती है एंड पाकिस्तानीज कैन डेवलप मिशन क्रिटिकल सॉल्यूशंस फॉर द ग्लोबल मार्केट. ये ख्वाब था, ये द गोल्स थे, वो आज अचीव हो चुका है. वी आर माशाल्लाह, वी हैव डन दैट. हमने पाकिस्तान आर्ट इंडस्ट्री ग्लोबली इंट्रोड्यूस करा दिया. माशाल्लाह, नेटसोल के पास जो कस्टमर नेम्स हैं वो अमेजिंग है. एंड दीज आर सम ऑफ द बेस्ट नेम्स इन द वर्ल्ड जो खुद बड़े क्वालिटी प्रोड्यूसर्स है. द फैक्ट कि अगर वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, वो इंटरप्राइजेस नेटसोल के सॉफ्टवेयर और सिस्टम्स पे अपना मिशन क्रिटिकल पोर्टफोलियो मैनेज करती है, तो देन इट मीन्स दे बिलीव दैट नेटसोल इज एट पार विद देम इन क्वालिटी, in the business functionality. That's simple as that. We are at match. Otherwise, शादी नहीं होती जब तक match ना हो. So we are got this customer's name as our customer for last 20 odd years. They are managing their total business on our system, their portfolio. So it means the goals I started with have been achieved to date. To date, we have achieved that.
But you have new goals now.
Oh, definitely. देखिए, मेरा ख्याल है 28 साल में ये तो शुरुआत है. दौड़ यहाँ से शुरू हुई, अभी तो वार्म था. जो आपने क्वेश्चन मैसेज क्या है? इट टेक्स टाइम. अगर आप ये सोच के आ रहे हैं कि आप बड़े शॉर्ट पीरियड में आप कुछ एस्टैब्लिश करेंगे मीनिंगफुल, तो डोंट डू इट.
Is there a shortcut to success?
No such thing. What happens? Let me tell you. What happens is that when you start an enterprise, you can be unlucky to get a lot of work, lot of business. Again, I'm saying the wrong term, unlucky. Here you're getting business and I'm saying unlucky. You were unlucky in short term when you start, you get a lot of work, very positive vibes, and suddenly you are busy. That's very unlucky in your life. Because what happens is that you're not able to build the organization, you just got busy with selling and taking care of customers without building the organization. You're not able to build the organization, you're not able to build the base of your organization, you're just busy now. आपके पास टाइम ही नहीं है, क्योंकि आप जो शुरू किया बड़ा अच्छा था वो. बिल्कुल. There's always be a lull time. एक वक्त आएगा जब चीजें स्टेल हो जाएंगी, बिल्कुल हो जाएंगी, स्टॉल हो जाएंगी. आप उसके लिए रेडी नहीं होंगे. Because suddenly it will hit you and you don't know what to do then, because आपने प्रिपेयर नहीं किया अपना. You're not prepared yourself for that period. Because happens. It's natural to get us time जब चीज बिल्कुल स्टैटिक हो जाएंगे. अब आप से प्रिपेयर नहीं है. अब आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है वो रेडी नहीं, क्योंकि आप तो बिजी थे सिर्फ बेचने में और कस्टमर को खुश करने में. तो आपने तो व्हाट हैपेंस देन, तो दैट शॉर्ट टर्म सक्सेस बिकम नेगेटिव, बिकॉज अगर वो लंबा अर्सा हो गया तो आप गए. अगर दैट स्टैटिक स्टेज लॉन्गर, and most organization at that time gradually die down, and the people who were the initiator, they lose heart. They lose heart and they give up. And this is what the problem is, short term. Now, if you look at the example of Eiffel Towers, what was so special about the tower? Tell me that. What do you see when you see the tower?
They have made it the symbol of love. That's why it's very...
I'll tell you a different side of it. It comes down thin and then bottom up is thick. Why?
Like a
it's some base.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter what happened in 100 years. कितने बारिश तूफान है वो हिला नहीं base, because base was strong. ये base short term में नहीं बनता. That requires enterprise में time लगता है आपको बनाने में. So मैं बड़ा lucky था. How I was lucky. That very early, एक तो जो मुझे काम मिला वो short मिला phase, very small amounts के मुझे काम मिले. So I was getting work, but in a very small prices के project थे मेरे. So I was able to, while delivering, I was able to work on building the organization, hiring the right people, developing processes, working with the HR, looking at certification. So we had time to do that. फिर एक fall आई 2001 में, crisis आ गए, serious global crisis आ गए. We lost everything. By then we were 5 years old. We were in 5 years of the business. Now, for us to survive that 2 years period is why we are here today. Most companies, our IT didn't survive.
Was that the dot-com bubble?
Dot-com bubble. Most companies, even Pakistan, did not survive that. They just lost, and they are not there anymore. Netsolm survived that period of 2 years because we were, geared, and we had processes and things we were able to do. We had team, जो बड़ी loyalty community, nobody left me. So much so that my senior चार जो मेरे manager से, they pitched in their credit cards to pay the salaries. Now, who does that? They were employees like everybody else.
No, that is something.
But what happens was they're so committed, they believed in the organization. They said, Salim, please take our credit card. Let's borrow the money from the bank. क्योंकि और तो तरीका था credit लेने का. तो credit card जो थे हमारे, उसमें से 50,000 लेके हमने इकट्ठे करके salary दी. For a month we paid the salary. That was 1 month in salary. So, but that was because of the way this company was designed as a family, as a group of people. Everybody was committed together, and they believed कि यार हमें future अच्छा है हमारा. So they did that. So that will not happen short term. जो आपका सवाल था.
They believed in your company.
Everybody. This is, and how do you do that? You create an environment जो उनको लगता है कि हाँ ये genuine है, ये honesty है इसमें. हमारे हम सब we work together. What do you see in my office? What did you observe in this office? How are you sitting? Tell me.
I observed discipline, a lot of discipline.
What about my office?
What about your office? I think.
Where are you sitting? What is this table?
I think this is your meeting table.
No, this is my table.
Okay, this is your table. Actually, I thought there must be a table inside somewhere.
Which inside?
So you don't have a table?
This is my table.
That is,
why?
That is
why would this table?
Because you don't want to sit beside this big table and talk to people like you're some big shot.
So what happens if you're sitting at the back of a big table? How do people take you?
Then they think there's a difference between you and him.
There you go. With 3 people sit here, there's no head here. See, with the round table, there's no head.
Yeah.
So when we work together, we are at par.
So this has been like this from the day one?
No, not day one. Yeah, I let this sit.
You used to have a table?
Yeah, I used to have a huge table. Yes, I had. But I was never comfortable with that.
Okay.
What I did my standing station then.
Okay.
I will not sit at the table. I had a standing station, so I will work on the standing station.
Okay.
Then I realized that when people sit in front of me, they're not that open to me.
Yes.
Because they're looking at somebody who's a thick ass and a big. The chair was big. This is not the same.
Yes.
The chairs are same. The chair was different.
Yes.
The chair was big. The desk was big. A brown.
They used to
big
think like
table.
There's a big shot sitting there talking.
And he's the boss. He he doesn't need advice because that's the way bosses are. तो मैं क्या उसको बताऊंगा?
Yep.
Now when we sit here, it's very different.
Yes.
There's no boss. There's no there's no head chair. There's no big chair. There's no head seat.
So when did you get this realization that there should be no table?
That was the last year, a year ago, I realized, because see, I said, you're always learning and changing yourself. You have to evolve.
Evolve, evolution.
Evolution has to be there. And I think मैंने आपने कहा कि अभी कंपनी की भी शुरुआत है और मेरी भी शुरुआत है. यानी मेरी भी learning अभी हुई है. And I'm learning that how do I create an environment of trust between us so we work together in unity and as a team, and people are able to counter me. People are able to say no to, everybody says, call me SG. So they can say, no, this is not the right way to go. And they can argue with me, they can fight with me.
Can they really?
Oh, yeah. This is what happens. Oh, yeah. Very simple, my rule, my cabinet meetings, there's the table we have.
Yes, the conference table.
Very simple law. If you agree with me, then I don't need you. Because that means I'm the smartest.
Yep.
But that's not the case. I'm not that smart.
But you might be the smartest. Because you're running this company.
No.
How do you feel about that?
No.
You are the smartest in the room, that's why you're running this.
No, disagree with that.
Okay.
I'm smartest in terms of experience, but not today's technology. These young kids are amazing. They have more knowledge of the technology and where the world is going. Look, when I hire someone, I try to hire the best. But once you hire the best, then you listen to them. You don't tell them what to do. Otherwise, don't hire them. You don't need, because then if you're the smartest, then अकेले सब कुछ कर लो यार, किसी जरूरत क्यों इतना पैसा खर्च कर रहे हो? Why are you paying such a heavy salaries to people when you are the wisest and smartest and the cleverest and the know-all? No way I'm the know-all. So I tell my people whenever, guys, I come with the idea, you have to debate that idea with me. And you have to give me the reason not to go with that idea. You have to convince me. And of course, there are times I veto. That's not normal. Because obviously, I know the business reason why we're going to do. But there's a good opportunity for everybody to debate and argue and criticize that idea and go vocal. And then, end of the day, most cases we take the ideas from the young kids, not from my idea. This is what they are for. So, ये जो word है ना, अक्ल कुल ये बड़ा मस्त है.
Yes.
The moment you decide that you know all, you're doomed. आप गए. आपकी खत्म होगी लाइफ, क्योंकि फिर आप you will stop learning, you will not stop listening to people, you will always think that I'm the wisest. You're not.
But people become so narcissistic while coming to this level, the level that you are on. They become so narcissistic about themselves that we might be able to apprehend things that other people cannot. Other people around us, they might know the things that we do. So become very narcissistic, most of the people I have met.
Yes, that's how the world is. That's how the ego comes in.
Ego.
मेरा सिंपल सा, मैं मेंटल में बताता हूँ, मैं शब्दों पे भी लिखा है. देखो Ahsan, and it's for you also, you're a young man. When you are successful, you know what you do? You put your head down and your eyes down. Don't look into the eyes of other people जो आपसे छोटे हैं, उनसे आंखों पे कभी मत देखो. Never do that. When you are successful, remember that for you also. When you're successful, keep your head down and eyes down. Be humble. Be humble, and Allah Ta'ala will take you to higher places. The worst thing in life is when you put your head up and you look at everybody down. Don't look people down. Now, there's another picture. When you are down, and I was down many times, you know what you do? You keep your head up and eyes straight into people's eyes. Don't look down. Look into people's eyes. Don't tell the world that you are down. Because when you're down, people will push you down. They will kill you. They will, just like an injured animal in the jungle. So never tell the world that you're in difficulty. Never tell the world that you're going through difficult time. Never do that. Always keep your head up. Show everybody that no, everything's fine. Though inside you're going through a difficult time, but you don't tell the world.
I heard this thing about you when you started this company in 90s. This guy called you from Bangkok and he was like, okay, do you have any work right now? And you were like, yeah, a lot of work right now. When you didn't even have a single client. That might be the example of that.
No, but it's a true example. My brother Naeem, mashallah, God bless him, he's my partner now, we work together. He called me because he was working for our customer in England, and he moved to Thailand with his customer, and they called me. And he said, oh, because I was new to this, he said, oh, Salim, I heard you started a new company. I said, yeah. So how are you doing? So I'm doing well. Are you go to work? I said, very busy. I don't have time. So he said, well, I know you're busy, but can you do something for us? I said, look, maybe I'll take the time out.
Maybe sometime I'll take out for you. That was a good one. So
But,
90s.
but it is important to understand that, how the world works. So दो चीजें याद रखिएगा जिंदगी में. Remember this thing in your life. Put your head down. Be humble. Never tell the world that you are something big. You're not. एक मिनट लगता है आपको नीचे आने में.
Definitely.
It takes minutes, seconds, something happens in the world that you're down. You're nothing at all. So be humble. But then when you are down, when you're facing difficulty, keep your head up. Chin up, shore up. Let people not know that you're down.
That's nice. That's nice. Sir, 90s के अंदर सॉफ्टवेयर हाउस शुरू करना पाकिस्तान के अंदर. Navigating a software house in 90s market in Pakistan. Probably that was the first software house in Pakistan. How was it? Like, was it difficult? Was it, I mean, I know it was risky. It was a big risk, but how was it? How did you navigate those challenges?
Well, let's be honest, wasn't the first. There were good names.
Okay, so there were
There were few.
Okay.
Obviously, there were few. But industry wasn't there. There was no industry. There were a few software houses, and they were doing a very good job. So let's not take it away.
Okay.
That's having said that, when would you start? Rather start when market is full of people doing business, or when there is nobody in the market?
When it's starting, definitely.
I'll tell you a small story. So there's two shoe salesmen on a plane going to African country to sell their brand of shoes. So they land in this African country. It's a very toota-poota rudimentary airport. When they land, one of the salesmen come down, and the coolies come in to get his bag, and the coolies without shoes. They're not wearing any shoes at all. So this guy sees that and then goes inside the terminal and calls his company headquarters. I'm coming back. Nobody wears shoes here. I'm coming back. There's no sense. Other salesman come down, looks at the nobody's faces. He goes inside. Sell me, 10,000 pair of shoes because they don't have shoes. I want to sell shoes. So it depends how you say.
Mindset.
So I would rather start somewhere when there's nobody doing it. I was in Australia just 2 weeks back, and Pakistanis came around me. Pakistan का बुरा हाल है और ये है वो है हालात खराब है business नहीं करते. मैं कहा यही तो वक्त है business करने का. This is the time to come into Pakistan when things are down.
Just like now.
Just like now. Come to Pakistan. This is a great opportunity. The country is not going anywhere. I tell you, this is country going to stay, inshallah ta'ala, and get bigger and better.
Yes.
So come now and take the opportunity when things are down. When things go up, everything will be expensive.
Yes.
People will be expensive, property will be expensive, real estate will be महंगा, office भी महंगा होगा, तुम्हें कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, तुम क्या शुरू करोगे? अभी आओ, अब शुरू करो तो they were just looked at me. I told them my story of कि पाकिस्तान, खतरा उससे गुजर रहा है, मुश्किल हालात से गुजर रहा है.
मुश्किल हालात से गुजर रहा है. Very good. Sir, how do you foresee the future of Pakistan in 5-10 years? Next 10 years maybe.
देखिए, Pakistan is a country with a lot of potential. इसमें कोई डाउट ही नहीं. इसमें कोई डाउट. और वो कैसे मैं देखता हूँ, कल मैं लम्स में था, बैठा हुआ था.
Okay.
लम्स का मैं सेशन कर रहा था. MBA के students, they be out in the market. What are, minds they have got, these kids.
Definitely.
4 हफ्ते पहले मैं नमल में था. And I've interacted with over 150, students, young students from all walks of life, and they were from all over Pakistan. Very, कहते हैं ना कि humble backgrounds.
Right.
But what a mind they had. What a session they gave me. मुझे खड़का के रख दिया. I love it. I love they went after me with questions and questioning me, and the session was 40 minutes. We were there for 2.5 hours.
Oh.
And the dean director was sitting there and watching us, smiling. और मैं ऐसे ही सभी टाइम ओवर हो गया, कहते नहीं लेकिन classes. ये भी class ही है.
ये भी class.
They're missing the class. No,
Yes. This is bigger than university.
So I go to schools and I see the future. Future is Pakistan is not with me. I'm not the future of Pakistan. I'm the past of Pakistan. The future is you. When I look at you with your face, your eyes, and I see the future is very bright. So don't even imagine that there's something wrong with the future of Pakistan. Yes, we have difficulties. That's okay. That's it. We are
Every nation
faces.
Yes.
But as a nation, as a resource pool, we have a tremendous potential. आप मेरे 20 साल के इंटरव्यूज जाके देखिए YouTube में, उस समय मैं ये बातें करता था, and I believed in it. And I'm one of the stories you can see that survived and thrived and built, and alhamdulillah, with all the challenges faced, but never looked otherwise that Pakistan को छोड़ दो या चले जाओ या कुछ कर लो. So Pakistan has a great future 5, 10, 15 years, this nation will come out of these challenges.
Yes.
And your generation, especially your 25 years olders, will change this nation. They are very determined, very intelligent. They've got the right background,
And
right information, right drive, believe. So there is no reason why Pakistan will not do well in 2018 and then 2032 and then onwards.
So, how important is the risk taking in business and life?
There are two ways to go for it. One is that not everyone is geared to take risk. So don't take risk. It's all right. It's silly to tell everyone to take risk. And my books talk about that. I talk about that.
Okay.
I do talk about merit of enterprise. I do talk about. But then I do also go counter it that not all of us are geared for business or risk taking. Don't do that. Take a simple life. Work in 9 hours a day and go back and give time to children. Because there's a price to be paid to be entrepreneur.
Yes.
It's a price you pay. It's not that simple. If you're not willing to do that, don't do that. And you can be successful in a job also. People are done very, very well. They've risen to highest. So, first of all...
But there is always a limit to that, no?
There is always a limit. Of course. No, satisfaction. Forget the money part. It's just satisfaction of creating something. See, mindset change karna padega. Not always look into that I will be rich. Look into what I will achieve in terms of creating something of my own which will be meaningful. That's how much change karna padega.
When you started this, did you want to create something for Pakistan or for yourself?
जिस तरह मैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया छोड़ के आया था ना, अगर मेरे साथ तो मैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया में था, I was making good money. If it was myself, तो life was the best. Very simple life. 9 घंटे आपने काम किया, you have a nice car, nice house. Australia is a beautiful country.
Yes.
It's a beautiful place to live.
Quality of life is better.
Clean air, everything. So
AQI is better.
why would I leave that to risk come down to Pakistan with no guarantees, nobody in Pakistan, नाजुक दौर से गुजर रहा है सब.
Yes.
So it was one as simple as to build something to represent Pakistan globally. So that was the result. That we
Okay. So one key lesson that you can share with us from your business life from the last 40 years that you would say that this lesson changed my life completely. Is there one lesson? Can there be one lesson?
मैं बताता हूँ आपको जो आपने पहले क्वेश्चन किया था. इस पे आता हूँ.
Yes.
When I was young, I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to be rich. Very realistic, being rich was successful. Money rich.
Okay.
So when I was young, in 20s.
Until
So all my plans were money based.
okay.
That how will I make money? One after another, it was all about money. Schemes. मैं इसको schemes कहता हूँ. I call them schemes. A young mind schemes. But the belief, it was a belief. The belief was that when you're rich, you're successful.
Yes.
Yep. And I failed every time.
Still, most of the youngsters think that is being successful.
Yeah. So I failed every time.
Okay.
So much so that a time came that because I didn't make money, I started focusing on my professional life. So my Australia का जो 9 years का chapter है वो बिल्कुल focus था उस पे building my professional life and being good at professionally. Something very interesting happened. Without my knowing it, over the years, जिस चीज के पीछे मैं भाग रहा था वो मेरे पीछे आने लग गई.
Money.
Because I ignored the part and focused on my professional skills and abilities, money started following me. And I was in money. That's a lesson. So it's all depend on how you want to build your life. Today, obviously, I've changed my life altogether. And today, my life belief success is not money anymore. So life is doing something which will be meaningful. The word I use is meaningful. And meaningful means benefiting the society and others, and
yes.
not just yourself, because for myself, Australia was good enough.
Australia was more than good enough.
I was very happy.
Software houses. Today, there are many software houses in Pakistan. Aspiring entrepreneurs, what do you have some advice to start the people who are starting this?
Start small.
Okay.
Have big goals, big dreams, but divide them into small pieces. Very small. बड़े गोल को छोटे गोल में डिवाइड कर दीजिए. छोटे माइलस्टोन अपने को दीजिए. And first try to achieve that small milestone. और जब वो अचीव कर ले तो enjoy that. Take a breather. And then raise the bar slowly. Take your time, take the years to build yourself. That way you will be content and happy and also achieve your goals less frustrated. As in when we have a goal which is, long way down and much bigger than what we are today, we lose hope quickly because obviously it's too far away.
Yes.
But if my first milestone is smaller and I achieve that, then I'm more happy with my ability to achieve. See, it's all about my self-belief also. Can I achieve what I'm going after or I will not be able to achieve? So this is what happens to humans, it's a nature. कि आप अपने जो set goals हैं, क्या वो achieve कर रहे हैं? Are you achieving them?
The small goals.
Then you will say, oh yeah, I did that. And the next thing is
Sense of achievement.
Self-achievement, and then be happy with that. Don't say, oh यार नहीं, जिससे मैंने पहले कहा नहीं, अभी मैंने बहुत करना है, लेकिन I will say that I'm happy today.
Yes.
When I said in the beginning,
You have to be content.
content. जो दो चीजें मैं कहता हूँ जो contradictory है. Be ambitious and be content. How can you be two? If you're ambitious, you will be content today.
Very, very hard to balance that out.
No, it is easy. It's okay. Tell you what. So as I said, you're ambitious for your tomorrow, but you're content for your today. So what you have achieved today, be grateful to Almighty and also enjoy it for the moment. Don't wait till tomorrow. तो यार मैं कल ये करूँगा, कल मैं ये कर लूँगा. No, don't put it to tomorrow. If something good to be done with your family, with your friend, with your life, do that. आज करो, कल ना वेट करो. जाओ जाके दोस्तों से क्रिकेट खेलो, जाओ मूवी देखाओ, दोस्तों से बैठ के गपशप लगाओ. Do that. यार नहीं आज मेरा मूड ठीक नहीं, आज मेरे काम सही नहीं हुआ, मैं कल करूँगा. कल तो और मुश्किल आ जाएगी. हाउ डू यू नो कि कल आपकी बेहतर होगी? तो आज जाके अपना वो करो. एक चलिए another story I heard. It's a story that this plumber guy, आता है घर में, उसका सिंक का faucet खराब है, सारा पानी लीक कर रहा है. And the lady of house get him in, उसको देती कि ये तुम ठीक कर दो. वो plumber कोशिश करता है ठीक करने की, ठीक नहीं करता, शाम हो जाती है, उसको एक पार्ट उसमें से नहीं मिल रहा. तो लेडी से कहता है, मैम I have to come back tomorrow, this is not done. And उसका दिन बड़ा बुरा गुजरा, I wasn't happy with his work. So lady can see he's very frustrated with his work. So all right, come back. So he comes out to the car start नहीं होती. Words. So now he's getting more frustrated, very upset, गाड़ी start नहीं हो, लगा. तो वो lady देख रही है, she comes out and said, wait, let me drop you, where do you live? उससे I live there. So let me drop you, your car is thrown away. No, how can you do that? It's all right, it's okay. You work for me, let me. So the lady took him to his house. खामोश बैठे आराम से, कोई बात नहीं की. ये बड़ा बेचैन था, he was not happy. They arrived at home. So जब arrived home, उससे कहा, please come and meet my wife. You're a very kind lady. You keep to me. Please meet my wife. She will be happy to see you. She said, no, we'll disturb you. No, please. So they came out to the car. He came to the house, and the house there was a tree. So this guy just did this something like that to the tree, like that. Then he watched it very quietly. They went in, and when he went in, he was a different guy. He just hugged the wife, kids, laughing, everything is fine, as nothing happened to the car or to his work. And this woman watched the process completely. And they had a tea, and she came back to the car. She came to the car. She said, I'd like to ask you something. I said, what? You came with me, you were very upset. I could see you disturbed. You couldn't fix the problem. Your car didn't, start and all that. You were upset. But when you came home, you did this. What was that? And then when we were inside, you were totally different. The guy, there's nothing wrong with the word. You're the happiest guy. He says, ma'am, every day I do that. Whole day I work, and there are always things which don't work out. So I'm upset. But when I come home, I leave all my worries and problems on this tree.
Oh.
When I enter my home, I'm worryless. Next morning when I get out of the house, I'll take the worries back.
And I'll go back to work.
That's a very important message in our life. Contentness of today, but yes, we will stay ambitious for tomorrow. You can balance that. There's no difficulty if you understand that.
How do you handle setbacks and failures? I mean, obviously you still have setbacks and failures and things like that. Everyone does. How do you handle them?
Everybody goes through life cycles. Everybody, all of us. Doesn't matter how rich, how poor, how good you are at a job, things will not go according to the plan, and we call them setbacks. I learned a long time ago that I do not control my own destiny. I do not control it. Long time ago, I realized.
Did you learn it the hard way?
Hard way, very hard way. That and what nature does to me with setbacks, in fact, are the one which takes me to the next level. And as I said to you earlier, the bad time was the good for me.
Yes.
So these setbacks are the bad times today. Today's setback is the bad time of today. So I learned that, and yes, they shake you. They take away you. Sari aapki nikal jati energy because it's a setback.
Yes.
Things have gone wrong.
Yes.
It's scary. Of course, it's scary. Things go south to the plan.
That doesn't go your way all the time.
All the time. So, but once you accept this philosophy that the setbacks are the one which will guide you, then you accept those setbacks and take a breather. आप breather लेते हैं, and then you revisit what went wrong. You accept and revisit, and you acknowledge your role in that setback. You don't blame the world. Never blame the world or you people for your setbacks.
Even if they are to be blamed.
No, because you are the boss. Because you are guiding them. Okay, let me restart again. A leader is the one who gives the credit when things go right to the team. Pura credit team का उसका नहीं है. Though he was guiding them, though he was advising, though he was the behind them. He doesn't take the credit to himself. He walks back and let the people enjoy on their own, have a good time because they're successful and they've achieved it. That's when things go wrong, by the team, of course.
Yes.
The leaders push them back and come in the front and face the music in front of the world that, hey, I'm sorry. Yes, this didn't work out. I was not able to manage that. But we'll fix it. That's what a leader does. Does not blame the people, his team, because his team has worked hard, tried its best, and somehow they didn't work out. So when you accept that, then it's easy. फिर आप जल्दी उठ के खड़े हो जाते हैं. You accept it. हाँ, हो गया. It went wrong. They were losses were whatever.
To the next thing.
But then you get up and say, all right, ये हो गया. Let it be. ये past है. I have to start again today with a new energy, new acceptance, ideas, and then build again from scratch. 2001 में company was totally gone. Zero पे आ गए थे.
Okay, literally zero.
Our share price in USA was $79. It came down to 10 cents. A company from $800 million to $1 million. Finished. Done. Gone. We just कपड़े झाड़ के खड़े हो गए थे and started again.
Just like that.
Well, you try. So you have to accept the nature's will. Also, things will go wrong. दो तीन चीजें आपकी acceptance of yes, it's not my control. We did our best. Yeah, of course you look at your decision. Yes, you review. You accept those. But then you do not just give up. मुझसे सवाल किया बच्चों ने कि sir, tell us about your failures. I said none. How is it possible? Your book says you've done so much, I said, no. The thing is that I never failed, but I was unsuccessful many times.
There's a difference.
My life is full of successful events. So what's the difference between two? When you're successful, you don't give up, you try again. You keep trying until you achieve a goal. You fail when you give up. I never gave up. So I'm not a failure. I never failed. So I was successful many times. Oh, book is full of my stories of unsuccessful. But I kept trying and tried and tried and reinvented that, but never gave up. So only time you fail is when you give up.
So I guess the lesson that you will give to the people, the lesson I asked you about, well, maybe you'll give the lesson ke never fail, just be unsuccessful again and again and again, but never fail.
उसका तरीका ये है कि when you are successful, you review your decision and then you make changes and then start again. So you will continue. Don't be stupid. One more thing is, it's a very good quote. मेरा नहीं है. There's the only quote जो मेरा नहीं है वो ये है.
Okay.
If you have to fail, fail early.
Early in life?
जितनी जल्दी उसके उस प्रोजेक्ट के लायक या उसके
Okay.
व्हाट डज इट मीन इज डोंट बी स्टबर्न. वो ये कह रहा है उड़ाना कि स्टबर्न ना हो जाए, जिंदगी ना हो ईगो ना लेके आ जाए कि यार ये तो मैं हो गया तो मेरा क्या बनेगा. एक्सेप्ट दैट. तो ये बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट कोट है लाइफ पे. डोंट बी स्टबर्न, डोंट बी जिद्दी, डोंट इंसिस्ट दैट यू नो आई विल कंटिन्यू क्योंकि मैंने स्टार्ट किया था मैं तो इसको नहीं होने छोड़ूंगा नहीं, आप अपने आप को तबाह कर लेंगे. दैट्स अ प्रॉब्लम. सो एक तो ये कि फेल से मुराद ये कि यू आर अनसक्सेसफुल, यू विल कंटिन्यू. फेलियर से मुराद है कि यू गिव अप.
How important do you think the personal life aspect plays in your professional life? Does it play any role?
100% role. Personal life is so important. How can you divide two? You're a human being. You have people around you. People depend upon you. People who looks up to you. That's your personal life. It has to be joined. But this is where the balance comes in. You have to find a balance between two. You have to make sure you look after your health, you look after your family, you look after your friends, you spend time with others, and then you focus on your work. That is the balance. 24 hours is a long time. 24 घंटे बहुत होते हैं सब करने के लिए.
Is it?
Oh yes, plenty. बहुत है 24 घंटे. Provided you work with the structure, you work properly. अगर आप सब कुछ माइक्रोमैनेज करें फिर तो 48 घंटे भी काम है.
Definitely.
But if you have a great team to trust,
Delegating.
everything delegated, then 24 तो ज़्यादा है आपके लिए. At every level you can delegate to the right people. Every level you have to trust, अभी मेरे पास बच्चे बैठे हुए थे, they were quite disturbed and they said, so what do you tell us between, a boss who's interfering with the boss who's micromanaging, हर चीज़ वो खुद कर रहा है, आपको काम कर देगा, हर बात पे आपको क्वेश्चन करेगा. This is a very toxic environment. How do you survive that? I said, I'll just leave. I'll not work with them. Because see, the two kind of people is a boss or a leader. As a boss is one who will micromanage, who will be the wisest, who will control everything, will not listen to you, who will do everything himself. There's a leader who will delegate and let people do the work. So who will rather you work with, a leader or with a boss?
Sure.
So that's the problem with So in personal relationship also, you get more time for your personal relationship when you are able to delegate. You're able to let people do the job they hired for. Don't second guess them. Yes, they will make the mistake, all them. Of course they will make the mistake. The human, I've made mistake. So when I was starting, I made mistake. So I was learning. So will they'll make a mistake. You just tell them, ये गलत हुआ था, इसको ठीक कर लो. Then move on. Just move. And then, of course, if they're lazy, they will make mistake. Fire them. But if they are not lazy, they're genuine, then you just encourage them. Then second time they'll make a mistake, then will be a different mistake. Then they'll learn more. So what are amazing learning you're getting, which no school will teach you.
At one point, your equations start to meet.
Yeah, that's. So again, I said, you have to be, you have to assess the people. Are they lazy? Are they weak? Are they not skilled? Then it's a different matter. But if they're the right people, they're not lazy. You know they do their best, but they could not foresee. Then you have to advise them, and you accept that things don't work. Then you got them.
So this life cycle, when you started like at 20, 25, when you started working, and now, do you feel any different from then?
Oh, I will see, at 25, you mind, every morning you come up with a new idea.
I mean, you seem like you're still that energetic. You're at 25. I mean, I imagine that if you're this energetic right now, what would you be at 25?
Hyper, I would say that.
Too hyper, maybe.
Maybe too hyper.
I mean, what would you tell yourself? Like, what would you tell your younger self? Okay, don't do
Calm down. Yes, calm down. But again, look, that time was critical. Somebody asked me, SJ, if you go back in time, what one thing you will change? My answer is zero. I will not change even a second of my time. All those mistakes must be done for me to be here.
They made you.
Imagine, no. Let me the philosophy very clear. You understand? Imagine कि आप मैं पीछे जाके 2 मिनट का टाइम चेंज कर दूं अपने लाइफ में से और कुछ कर लूं तो मेरे पूरा वो पाथ चेंज हो जाएगा. I'll be somewhere else.
Yes.
I'll not be SG of Netsolm. I'll end up somewhere else.
Yes.
Remember that.
Definitely.
So you cannot change your past. If you change your past, you are not going to be where you are today. So you have to accept your past. Accept your decisions. That's why you're here.
Accept yourself.
To yourself. Of course you have to. You have to.
All the bads and goods.
You're human. Of course you're not perfect. There aren't weaknesses. I don't call them bad, I call them weaknesses. So accept. And same goes for others. Accept others' weaknesses. That's all. See, nobody is perfect around me.
Yes.
So if I am weak, they will have it. So I have to enjoy their strength, ignore their weaknesses. That's how I get the best of people. And I do that.
Just as you want for yourself.
Of course. So why people stay with me so long? When people with me 20, 25 years with me, simple. I never look at their weaknesses. There are many weaknesses. I looked at them strengths and they're great. So, a person has 30% strong, 70 weaknesses, I'll work on the 30%. And 30 को multiply करके उसको 60 पे लेके जाएंगे because we encourage that person. So if you are able to do that, then you are a very good leader. If you're not able to encourage that, then you're a weak leader.
Weak leader. And weak leaders produce weak societies.
Weak leaders are the curse of any society and a nation. They are the curse.
So do you think in 75 years we got a leader who was a strong leader?
Unfortunately, you have to look at the history of how Pakistan was founded and how we came up and how the leaders came in, unfortunately. I think we as masses have to learn. We the one elect leaders. So we have to learn, not
We
the
have to
leaders.
change. We have to evolve.
So we are the one who's going to change, not the leadership. We will bring in so you are the new leader. See, this is what I'm saying. Why I'm so hopeful. The new generation will come up and they will be the prime minister, they will be the prime minister, they will be senators, they will be CEO, they will be running Netsolms of the world. They're the one who do better than us. My age group, what we have done, not done well. We have failed the country. I take that.
So you accept that?
Oh, yes.
It's very hard for the people of
100%.
your age to accept
No,
that.
100% we are the one why Pakistan is here. But then we don't want you to be like that. That's why every day I'm going to schools and every time I talk to them, I say, come on, guys, we rely on you. You are the one who's going to change Pakistan. And change they will. That I assure you. You will change Pakistan. Look at yourself.
Sir, last question. I can sit there for 2 hours, but I know your time is very, very, very important and busy. So I would ask you the last question. What advice do you have for us, the young ones?
Look, we all have a lot of potential, all of us. If I look back, my early ages, my schooling was poor because I was not a very focused student. Very poor schooling, very poor. And at that time, I thought that I'm not very smart. I took myself as not a smart person because I will not do well in my studies and my results. But later on, I realized that that was not because I was not smart. That was my focus was not on what, and I didn't like what they were teaching me. But when I like something, I'm a self-taught. Look at the computer education.
Yes.
I'm self-taught.
Yes.
There's no teacher for me. So I was smart to learn that. Yeah.
So do you think our education system is failing us?
This education system is not what we need.
It's not going to work.
It is not for today anymore.
Yes.
पहले हम फ्यूचर की बात करते थे.
Yes.
अब तो आज के बाद this education system is not for today at all. I'm afraid this is not what we need anymore. The way we learn is changed. My 9-year-old son is, mashallah, is so much knowledge about it. He says that I'm shocked what he tells me every time.
Yes.
He discusses with me aspect जो मैं confused हो जाता हूँ. So his ability to learn from visuals is different than our.
Definitely.
We have to change how we teach and impart the knowledge. It's not education, it's knowledge now. So we have to change from education to knowledge. We are still educating the wrong way. Education, मैं कहता हूँ social उसको कि मैंने behave कैसे करना.
Yes.
What I need is knowledge. So 2 things I need. I need is social learning, so how I behave socially. Second is knowledge, which will take me and compete in the world. We don't have knowledge. We just, making them read books,
Yes.
which are not giving them knowledge.
So that is obsolete.
Oh, please. So close this meeting by saying you have potential. You have to find your own potential. You have it. Sab Mumkin hai.
Mumkin hai.
Ab doona bole sab.
Mumkin hai. Sir, thank you so much for
My
doing
pleasure.
this. It was a pleasure doing this. Thank you.
Enjoyed it.